I hate it when my dog leaves me alone in my house and I'm not trained to deal with things in the house, more like dealing with the things my dog brings home. My dog goes out and I become afraid, and I then hear my dog growling and attacking people out on the street. I really want my dog to come back home and I start to feel anxiety creeping up on me. I don't like it when my dog leaves me alone in the house. Nothing seems to go right and I know my dog has to go out, but I need my dog here. Then the small child my dog has killed comes out of the cupboard and starts screaming and talking incoherently. This is the type of thing I can't deal with and I try to get away from the dead child and all I can make out from the child is your dog killed me and when lost the boy, I locked myself in the bedroom. Silence came over and I was glad silence was here and some peace for me to gather my thoughts. I should be able to deal with this stuff now but I just can't. Then inside the bedroom the 3 dead burglars my dog has killed come out from under the bed. The 3 dead burglars come out crying and sobbing and I could see the fatal bite marks my dog has left on them. They kept saying how they just wanted to steal a few things and that my dog killing them wasn't deserved as they are so very poor. I tried giving them stuff from my bedroom which was expensive, but they shouted in anger at how they don't need stuff anymore as they are dead. I then ran into the bathroom and into the shower. I could see someone inside. I opened the shower door and it was a woman and her baby my dog had killed. Blood was everywhere and the dead mother kept on saying, "Why didn't your dog spared my baby? I was just taking my baby for a stroll." And as the baby cried the bite marks on them started speaking and they were saying, "We are ashamed on being bite marks on a mother and a baby," and I ran out of there. I lost my mind and started screaming as all of the people my dog had killed started to complaining to me all at the same time. I'm not trained for this. Then my dog came back home and everything was fine. He brought home 2 more people he had killed on the street. I don't like it when my dog leaves me at home. My Apple Watch saved my life. I live in a sketchy area. It's known for its popularity among students because the rent is ridiculously cheap. This means a few things. 1. You could either be living beside Chad, 19, who lives off weed and Monster energy drinks, or some of the most intense drug abusers and low-life people you could imagine. 2. If you have a car, your wing mirror has a 70% chance of being kicked off at any point. These are the 2 fundamentals of living in areas such as these. As a student I knew exactly what I was getting into. It was a rite of passage for UNI students to live in these houses and so the mold and mice issues were something I expected. I live with my boyfriend and our housemate. I am only ever in the house alone on Saturdays, when our housemate leaves to visit family and my boyfriend works a 14-hour shift in a hospital. On this particular Saturday, the air felt stagnant. There was nothing off or weird, and our day ran as normal, but there was a stillness that I could not decipher. I told myself it was just because the students had left for home and so the streets seemed quiet. After saying goodbye to my boyfriend and housemate, I recited my weekly ritual of cleaning the bomb site of our UNI house, and still the tension in the air thickened, to where I felt I could cut it with a knife. I showered as I usually would and swore I heard someone downstairs, so I called out, maybe someone came home early. But the house stayed quiet. I looked down the stairs of our house, it was pitch black. As I turned to walk back to the bathroom I heard the lowest stair creak. This may seem insignificant but it was something that we who live here are all too familiar with. The stair creaks because a friend who was drunk fell onto the stairs, snapping a piece of the wood off, meaning every time you step on it, it lets out a tiny creak. But only if you add pressure. Immediate panic, blood rushing to my head. I knew since nobody replied that it was not my housemate or boyfriend. And I knew that although I couldn't see down to the bottom step, the person standing there could definitely see me. The air became so thick I struggled to catch my breath. My primal instincts of fleeing or fighting were helpless because whoever this was would be able to catch me either way, so I pretended to remain calm. I pretended that I didn't hear the almost deafening sound of the stair creaking and walked slowly into the bathroom. I slowly pushed the lock onto the door, and I knew that it couldn't hold, even with a small amount of force it would break apart, so I did what I thought would be safest. I pretended I was going back to shower and turned the water back on. Maybe it's just a burglar and they won't come into the bathroom, they can take what they want and leave. My phone. I left it in the bedroom. I can't ring the police, I can't text my friends, my family. My boyfriend was going to be coming home to my dead body and never know what happened. I felt such guilt. Did I leave a window open? How did they get in? Maybe I imagined the creak. It was only a matter of seconds, but felt like hours of thinking. Wait. My Apple Watch. It's on the sink. I left it there with my jewelry. Oh my god, I can call someone. I didn't know how to call a new number, only my contacts, so I rang my boyfriend. I heard footsteps outside the bathroom door. I am dead. My boyfriend stayed on the phone. I heard movement, like furniture being shuffled, and then silence. The sound of the shower running made it difficult to hear anything small. I thought they had gone, but then... knock knock. On the bathroom door. I thought by the time the police arrived, I'd be dead. Knock knock. Banging harder now, the tiny slip lock was shaking. I knew it couldn't hold. I am not religious, but I prayed to every god, and repented every bad action in my life, and then I heard it. Silence. Then heavy footsteps, the pushing and slamming of doors. I had not let myself cry, but as soon as I heard the door close, I broke down. I think I just hadn't processed the situation and had so much adrenaline. I was greeted by officers, still in my towel. My phone had not been stolen, in fact I didn't notice anything out of place, just moved around and trashed, like they were looking for something. A police officer told me I was lucky I had my Apple Watch on hand and that the person didn't steal my phone, because I wouldn't have been able to call someone without them. They caught the man that broke in. He was a known sex offender and drug user. I can only imagine what he was there for. The choice that I have to make in the next 30 minutes will determine whether I lose my fiancé, my house, my job and my family, and I'm going to choose to lose it all. Let me start by saying addiction fucking sucks, and if you haven't actively lived, if you have no clue what it's like. I had a very honest, truthful and down-to-earth conversation with my fiancé tonight. She told me how she had tried her hardest to stay, but she's really struggling and she needs to spend a few nights away. And I know why. It's because of my drinking. Meanwhile my phone is blowing up cause mom has heard about what's going down and she's trying to tell me to go to a meeting, to get some kind of support. Stocky, she says, Stocky, this can't continue. Are you ready yet? When are you going to accept help? Despite being my mother, she's, rightfully, on the side of my fiancé at this point. I called in sick today because I spent all of yesterday drinking. I spent all of today drinking too. I'm gonna call in sick tomorrow too. The woman I love is going to leave me. She may as well be packing her shit up, that's how bad it is. We're supposed to be getting married and she's talking about going to a motel. I can't afford this place without her, not in the long term anyway. Plus, we have a cat and she can't take him to the motel, so I know it'll eventually have to be me that leaves. I can't take care of this cat. I can't even take care of myself. It's not all bad though. I managed to convince her to take me to the shops and buy me more vodka. I don't know how I managed this, it's not important and probably has something to do with me being a conniving piece of shit. But I did. And I know the only thing she's thinking, as she spends another sleepless night in that room just down the hall, is don't drink it, Stock, don't drink it please. But she knows I will and so do I. I hope tonight, that I finally drink enough to kill myself.